Stay out of trouble. What are you looking at?
Stand right there. Let me take a look at you. Filthy, weary, lonely, but special, that's for certain. We don't see folks like you in Whitestone very often. I'm Mayor Eswin Elfhelm, and I'm the closest thing to a friend you've got around here. An obstacle in the way of progress. The old man still believes that Apotea could come back from its decline by force of will. Typical of a miner. Keeps digging away. There are 4 mining families. The Darkvari, the Cynrics, Zungars, and the Skorias. When the gnomes departed, so did the jobs. There was nothing for the miners left behind. Starvation, desperation, well, they change people. Most of the miners in Apotea kept their sanity, even when they lost everything else. But the others, they turned to banditry. The usual: theft, kidnapping, murder. You'd best stick close to Whitestone. You're an easy target. The Cynric boys think this is a game. They're laughing now, but we'll see how they like the taste of their own ruthlessness. They're the second oldest family in Apotea, and they're headed for a prison, or the graveyard. The Darkvari were hit hardest by Motus's relocation. The young men and women watched the elders and children waste away. Now they're all that's left. Sad story, isn't it? Doesn't excuse their lawlessness. Once the Terrenium ran out, they moved on. Gnomes don't care for the welfare of other races. They're hoping we'll kill each other off, save them the trouble. My given name is Eswin Elfhelm, but people around here call me Mayor Eswin. They're simple people, that's why I like them. I grew up in the old main city of Myria, west of here. I'd never worked a full day in my life. Certainly making up for it now. I sleep 1-2 hours a night. Terrenium. It's the only reason the gnomes ever graced it here with their presence. Normally they'd find the climate too dry. They like their beards curly. Motus Mining settled Whitestone, built all the mines and relocated the families. Once they'd taken what they came for, they vanished almost overnight. Disgraceful. My home. A lifetime ago, it seems. The port was nice. The smell of fish near the harbor was offensive. You'd have a hard time finding anything that resembles Myria here in Detir. Liars, thieves, and scum. Let's hope they never take control of Apotea. I like you. You're not a fool. Want to know what you're getting into? Well, I think big, but I'm smart enough to start small. I need a person who can do both. I want you to acquire something for me. Something that rightfully belongs to me. There's a man named Skoria, patriarch of the most prominent mining family in Apotea. Months ago, I bought his family mine. It wasn't cheap. Now Adith refuses to surrender the property. In fact, he's gone into hiding and won't meet with me. I need you to acquire what is legally mine, the deed to his claim. Motus Mining stored all the records in its old headquarters east of the village, but the building has long since been overrun. Get that deed, and we're in business. Probably in that relic of a building that was once Motus headquarters, now a haven for thugs and criminals, near the cemetery to the east.
Careful out there.
No commandant yet, I assume. You don't have the Goodbye.
Hello.
Well done. I was worried the Zangar boys might give you a bit of trouble. I was right about you. I have an eye for promise, you know. Prospecting, as the locals would call it. I've noticed your weapons. I assume you know how to use them? It's a pity, but the only way to clean up Whitestone will be to get them dirty. We've received news that Skoria might be hiding out with the Cynric family in their old Cynric Quarry. Get down there and take a look. See what you can see. It's the processing facility for all ore leaving Apotir. The gnomes built it soon after they completed their headquarters. The Cynric family has run it ever since. This little town was the heart of the boom, the engine that drove the rise of Edessa. But in business, every boom is followed by the eventual bust. The gnomes moved out. With the gnomes went the gold, and with the gold went the jobs. Whitestone has been a shell of itself since. But I seek to change all that. It would take quite a bit to convince me the Zongars weren't criminals from the start. It's probably no surprise the worst miners of Apotir make the best brigands. The quarry is very near, and the canyon to the south. It's the most important facility in Apotir. Not a piece of ore can be refined without it. It's a pity the Cynric family won't let anyone inside.
Mind yourself.
you? What are you doing all the way down here? You'd think the Cynrics would be enough to keep anyone away. We have no leaders here. We are a family. I speak for the miners of Skoria only because I'm tired of the treatment and I care not if I live or die. To the fires with the Darkvari, the Cynrics, and the Zungars. They chose their paths as we did Skoria's. There is still such a thing as pride, as dignity. I was born and raised in these shafts and tunnels. The gnomes gave my people hope, only to turn their backs on us in our time of greatest need. Yes, I know what you're thinking. What am I doing here? You should try living in a village where the mayor wants you dead. The miners of Apotir know Cynric Quarry well. It's a second home to most of us, where we once extracted Tyrenium and exported it to Odessa. While I don't agree with what the Cynrics are doing to survive, I do respect their refusal to back down. What has that snake told you? That I sold him Skoria mine? I would never do such a thing. Just because he lives in the mayor's house doesn't mean he's a man of honor. Came here 6 months ago saying he was going to revitalize Whitestone. Ever since, my people have been captured or killed by his marauding hired swords. I remember when my uncles brought me to see it for the first time, not long after the gnomes hired Papa Kester to be the first of our foremen. I found it beautiful. We have mined it for decades. No new mayor is going to take from us what has been earned through sweat and heartache. Before the recent ordeal, Whitestone was more than a village. It was a community. We cared for one another. We worked through our challenges together. An agent of that snake Eswin, no doubt. You're not the first one he sent to scare me from my mine. I'll tell you what I've told the rest. That claim is Skoria property. You can kill me, but it won't matter. Politicians come and go, they follow the money. But a man protecting his land will never leave it. You tell him that. If you wish to do the right thing, and there is a right thing, meet me later. I'll be staying with allies in Whitestone. It's the last place Eswin would look. Together, you and I can save Apotir. I'm in hiding from Eswin's hired swords, men and women like you. But I can see that you're a reasonable person. Do the right thing. Come see me again.
Hello.
Well, you wouldn't return unless you had something to tell me, am I right? Oh, Ideth laid it out for you, did he? Should have expected that. Well, let me put it this way. The days of the family mines are over. A new order has come to Apotir. The Darkvari, Cynrics, and the Zungars. I will deal with them in time. But the Skorias, they are different. They have the people's respect. And that is powerful. Listen to me carefully. If you walk away from this, from me, you will no longer be welcome in Whitestone. So tell me, friend, are we still partners? Do you have any choice? You just wait. Without me, without Whitestone, Apotir will continue to dry up like the husk it's become. But we can stop it. We organize all the claims under single ownership, mine, and work with the gnomes to get the ore flowing again. Prosperity will return, and with it, the people. This is a decision you will regret. You have my word on that.
What are you looking at? Be on your guard.
Good day. You're probably wondering what I'm doing here. Well, if you're fond of a good story, lend me your ear. I won't disappoint. I'll try to keep it short, even though I've got all the time in the world for embellishment. Cynrics, Dark Vari, Zungars, and Skorias, all bastards. Not half as bad as these guards. They can't catch all of us, and we can't kill all of them. I am no one of consequence, something the guards in Whitestone failed to realize. However, if you ask my father, he'd take my side. I'm a complete disappointment. Look, I'm in a cage in the middle of this town. What do you want me to say? I'm not really in a good position to talk about it right now. They're not as bad as some think, but worse than you'd imagine. I have the scars to prove it, unfortunately. What did I do? Nothing. I just happened to bear the name Dark Vari, a crime and Apotir in these trying times. The mayor's blade seized me at the gates of Odessa. Here's the trick of it. I was leaving home, slipping free of my familial bondage. I'm no thug. I am guilty of but one crime only: stealing a girl's heart. Her name is Hrindi Zungar, and at this very moment she waits for me with no word of my whereabouts. Please, stranger, will you help me? She is the sun that comes to warm me every morning. We met a short time ago, mere weeks, but true love has no memory of time. Yes, Zungars and Dark Vari aren't exactly kin. In fact, they're sworn enemies and rivals. Imagine how powerful they'd be if they shared blood instead of spilled it. I knew I liked you. From the moment I laid eyes on you through these enormous iron bars. Getting the key won't be easy. Bjorn, the head of their mercenaries, carries it on his person. I wouldn't want to be the one who has to rifle through his pockets. I care not for stale poison. I doubt the Zungars and Dark Vari even know why they're angry. It's an old hatred, old as the Red Stone. Hrindi and I want none of it. I've promised to rescue Hrindi from her family's life of corruption. She deserves more than a shack along the snake tail. She deserves Sky Blossom, whispers. I've been in this cage for weeks, but Hrindi will wait. We swore an oath to each other.